Alright, you'll have to pardon if this video is a little on the slow side. I apologize in advance, everything's running slow today. But what I want to show you a little bit is a few different ways you can attack this first CUA project. So the first CUA project is based on positive and negative space, and some of you will get to that stage where you're a little confused. You may not know how to get started in order to showcase how much you've learned about positive and negative space, as well as working in Photoshop. So I want to give you some ways you could potentially get started, okay? You could go online, find a tessellation shape, and start using it. That would be probably a basic understanding of positive, negative space and using Photoshop. You could also then take that shape and trace it and revise it yourself, which would be a next level. Or you could do something like this, which would be create your own tessellation piece by cutting some paper. Get yourself a nice square of paper. If you take a look at any YouTube video, I'm sure you can find a YouTube video on how to create a tessellation. But you can see you cut a piece from the right side, or one side. You add it to its opposite side, so you're going to tape it over there. And then you cut a second plain side. In this case, we cut from the top. You tape it onto the bottom. This is your new tessellation piece, which when traced, will fit together. Now, what you cut is going to determine what goes on the inside. For some of you, it could just be a really cool geometric shape. For some of you, you may decide it's going to be something. You want it to look like a dog, or I want it to look like a turtle or a hand. You're going to have to plan that out carefully and then do some tracings at home. So you can see that there are a variety of shapes, some of which are very abstract and just an interesting shape. Some of which are actually a thing, an item, an object, etc. This one with the dragons that look like they're sort of intertwined between tails and heads, same exact thing. That's what's going to help you understand a little bit more about it. But looking at this shape, so let's say we look at this shape right here. Again, it's just a regular geometric shape. If I view that image, you can kind of see what it looks like. So that when you are working, we're going to go, again, sorry, the computer's lagging a little bit. You can start off a base level of understanding by copying and pasting that into Photoshop. And then we're going to kind of move a little bit along with it so that you can try to get yourselves maybe to that next level. I might start off this way, but then I'm going to alter it a little bit. So maybe my computer will start working. I might pause this recording till I get it. Give me a second. Alright, so we are back. We're actually on viewing that image. So you guys can see if I copy that and I go over to Photoshop, I've already started a brand new document. Don't forget we talked about it yesterday. You guys have the opportunity to do a nice square document. You can do something that's portrait or taller, or you can do something that's landscape format, which is wider. So it is really important that you guys do understand at that stage, you can edit and paste. And there's our shape. Now, once we take this and start copying it, we can actually start putting this together and creating the rest of the tessellation. However, if I copy that, remember we're going to Control J a layer, and you're going to see it's going to copy it. If I just copy that guy, you can see though, it's actually got the white behind it, and you're going to want to remove that. And I'm going to introduce you into a new tool. We did some basic tools already. What I want to show you is this guy called the Magic Wand. Magic Wand is awesome, especially if you got just a plain color background. If you click around the outside, you're going to see you're going to get the normal selection that you're kind of normally used to seeing. You'll get your crawling ants. And if I hit the delete key, it's gone. So now it's actually an item that looks like this. So it's got no background around it. Don't forget when you see checkerboard, background is gone. There's nothing there. So I've got those lovingly placed, and I'm going to go ahead and deselect. I now go back to my move tool, and I've got to figure out how do these fit back together and where do they fit back together. This may be a dud. This may be a piece that doesn't exactly fit the way I want, but we're going to try. Ready? We're going to go and use our transform controls. And again, there's a couple ways of doing it. You want to go ahead and start to use transform, and we can go into a free transform. That's probably the easiest way of doing a free transform, to move this guy. And then you can rotate. And then you're going to see, where does this guy fit together? And again, you may find that this might be an absolute dud. You may find that you need a few minutes to figure out how that one fits together. But don't forget, you've got those few different levels. You've got that beginning level of finding a shape online. You've got that secondary level of altering the shape, and then you've got that final level of making your own out of paper, and then we'll scan it in. So we really have to sit here and fudge with this a little bit to figure out which way it goes. Wait, did we find one? No. We're going to pretend we found one for now, just for the sake of the video. Let's pretend that fits. I'm going to go ahead and press the Enter key. And then I'm going to continue duplicating that one. I'm going to go ahead and Control-J, keyboard shortcut, to get that duplicated. I'm going to go ahead and edit, free transform, or my favorite, try to remember some of these keyboard combinations. Control-T. They will help move your day along really, really easily and much quicker. Rotate it. Pop that guy into place. Rotate a little bit more. Look for that little double arrow around the outside. And let's see where he belongs. Again, this is not a perfect fit. This would not necessarily be the best candidate. So again, I've got those pieces in there. I'm starting to fit them together. And now we've got to put some personal attention into what we can do to make this our own. What's going to be black? What's going to be white? What might be gray? What might be red? What might I put a stripe in? But that will be the next video. So I want to make sure that we get you guys going. Go ahead and start figuring out again. If you're going to go to, let's go back here. If you're going to go to a pre-existing tessellated piece, again, provided it's going to be a good fit, or if you're going to go ahead and extend that learning into something that will give you more opportunity to develop a shape on your own that we can scan in. And this weekend is perfect for that. This video will be uploaded to YouTube. Take a look at it. I remind you about all those really amazing things that we looked at yesterday with positive and negative space. Just looking up art, positive and negative space. Start to look at those items and start to develop some ideas that are more unique to you that can showcase what you've learned about positive and negative space. Again, this is going to be updated in a few minutes, so it will be available shortly.